Today I'm going to be talking about 4 big tips going to college as a parent. Take this advice as somebody that went to college as a parent. My wife and I, we had our daughter when we were 20 years old, and we went through the entirety of college with our child. So I come from a place of personal experience. The last one is super helpful in my opinion. The first big tip that I want to tell you is just the fact that it can be done. So a lot of people, if you have your child and you're planning on going to college or you're already in college, a lot of people are probably going to say, it might be a lot, just drop out. Don't. It can be done. It is stressful, don't get me wrong, but I would just stay in it for the long haul. Tip number 2, I would say, is hang around the right people that you want to be around. It makes things so much easier because you know in the back of your head, if your schedule is really conflicting and you're doing work and you're going to school, if need be, I'm not saying every single day, but if need be, it's really, really helpful to have a friend group that would be able to watch your child. And you don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, what are they doing? What are they getting up to? Are they drinking and my child is over there? Don't hang around people like that. Hanging around the right crowd will make things so much easier. It's just an absolute weight off your shoulders to have that friend group around you. Don't hang around negative influencing people. The third main thing that I would say, and this is kind of personal to me, was taking advantage when I could take my child to class or, in my case, football practice. Almost every single day, I would take my child to football practice. I spoke to my coaches beforehand to see if it would be okay, and they said yes. And taking my child to football practice and football meetings as well was so helpful. It lightened the mood of football practice itself. Everybody would interact with them. Some of my teammates would pick her up and just, have fun with her. They always looked to her as a mascot for the football team. And so bringing my daughter to football practice was one of the best things I ever did in college. And I would recommend, if you have professors that don't mind you bringing your child to class, bring them to class. There's nothing wrong with that. Yes, if they may cry, then I would say don't. But if your child is, a calmer baby and they don't really yell as much, go ahead, bring them to class. Just make sure you get permission first. And the last major thing that I would say, and this is the big one, is time management. Scheduling your time to be efficient and plan out every single day is critical in having a child and going to college. So for me, as a college football player and a full-time student, my schedule was mapped out basically every single day. I knew what I was doing from 5 o'clock in the morning all the way until 10 o'clock at night. The reason why that's so beneficial as a parent is because you know exactly what your schedule looks like, so you know exactly where your child needs to be. If your child is going to be at home because you're also going to be at home, then cool, perfect. What you don't want to run into is having a schedule where you have no idea where you're going to be at and where your child's going to be at. And all of a sudden it's, 30 minutes before you go to class or 30 minutes before you go to tutoring, and you're calling up your friends like, oh my gosh, hey, can you watch her? You don't want to be that person that just calls around frantically. Time management and hanging around that crowd, like I said earlier, is super beneficial because in case there is something where it's oh snap, it's Monday, but Friday I have something going on, you can begin to plan for that earlier on in the week. So that way, you can already tell, oh, hey, it's Monday, but hey, send out your text messages for Friday earlier in advance. And the reason why you would know that is because of your schedule. You know when a conflict is going to come up. Those are 4 big tips that I would say really helped me out when I was going to college. If you liked the video, subscribe. I'm making great YouTube about parenting and college and football. So thank you so much.